In this lesson, you'll learn how to find the average rate of change given a set of ordered pairs. Remember that the average rate of change is simply the difference in the y values over the difference in the x values. For example, let's look at this graph. Let's label this point A and we'll label this point B. To be able to use this formula, we're going to need some x and y values. So let's let this value be A for our x value, and we'll let this one be B. And up here on the y-axis, we'll let this be f of A, or the value that y is when x equals A, and up here we'll have f of B. Now to calculate the average rate of change between A and B, we just need to find the slope of the line between those 2 points. Let's draw a line between them. And that's why these formulas are the same. You probably remember this one from slope, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Notice these are the same formulas, just written differently. So back to the formula, to find the difference between f of b and f of a, we're just going to subtract, and that's going to give us this distance here. And then we would also find the difference between our x values, or in this case b minus a, and that's going to give us our distance here. And once we have those two values, we just divide. Now let's look at a problem where we're not given a graph, but instead we're given a list of ordered pairs. The domain and range of a function is this set of ordered pairs: negative 7/10, 3, negative 2/10, negative 3, 0, 3, 1/10 and negative 3, 15/100 and 1, and 3/10 and 3. The question is, between which 2 points is the average rate of change 0? Sometimes the easiest thing to do is to graph the points, or just do a sketch. Here's 2 axes we can use to graph these points on. Before I do anything else though, I think I want to label these points with letters. That'll make the graph a little neater when we're plotting the points. So we'll let this be A, B, C, D, E, and F. Now when we look at these points, our range is 3, negative 3, 3, negative 3, 1, 3. So our range goes from negative 3 to 3. So let's do this. Let's just do 3 marks here, and we'll come down here to negative 3. Our domain goes from negative 7/10 to a positive 3/10. So it's very small values. Let's just put a negative 1 here and a positive 1 here. And we're just doing a sketch, and that's really all you're going to need to answer questions like this. So let's plot these points. We have negative 7/10 and 3. So if we go out negative 7/10 and 3, roughly right here, we've got our point A. Let's go to negative 2/10 and negative 3. So roughly here and down is going to be our point B. If we go to the next one, 0, 3, that looks like it's about right here, and that'll be our C. D is going to be a positive 1/10 and negative 3. We have E at 15/100, so not much further over, and up 1. And then we have F at 3/10 and 3, so we're back up here. Now let's look again at the question. The question says, this is the domain and range, these points, between which 2 points is the average rate of change 0. If you remember that the average rate of change is the same as the slope between the 2 points, or the slope of the line between the 2 points, and also remember that any horizontal line has a slope of 0, that helps quite a bit, because then you're looking for points that lie on a horizontal line. For example, AC and F are on a horizontal line. And B and D also are on a horizontal line. E is not on a horizontal line with any of the other points, so we don't really need to be thinking about this point. Now just to make sure that you're comfortable with the fact that these are going to have a rate of change of 0, let's go ahead and plug 2 of these points into the formula. Here's the formula: A equals f of b minus f of a over b minus a. So let's choose, how about we try A and C. So let's set that up over here. Point A is negative 7/10, 3. And point C is 0, 3. It's nice to have the points side by side when you're using the formula. Now let's just plug these points into our formula. That's going to give 3 minus 3 on top, and 0 minus negative 7/10 on bottom. That simplifies to 3 minus 3 is 0, and 0 minus negative 7/10 is just 7/10. It doesn't matter what's on the bottom as long as it's not a 0. As long as we have a 0 on this top, the whole thing is going to simplify to 0. So now let's go back and answer our question. Between which 2 points is the average rate of change 0? It looks like over here on our graph that would be between A and C, A and F, C and F, and B and D. Between these points, the average rate of change is a 0. Now you know a bit more about finding the average rate of change given a set of ordered pairs. See you next time.